Women in Data Science Worldwide has been around since 2015. We started pretty small, as just one conference on Stanford campus, and our aim then was to simply feature outstanding women doing outstanding work in data science. And then we grew. We grew into a global movement, connecting women and also men around the world.
WIDS has grown organically, responding to what the needs of the community are, what women data scientists need, and exploring new ways to interact. Stanford University is proud to have been the birthplace of WIDS and a decade of growth. With our unique strength in data science, computation, and AI, Stanford was the ideal incubator to support this force for advancing diversity in data science. WIDS has had a lasting impact on data science at Stanford, with a co-founder of WIDS as a founding member of Stanford Data Science. Including multiple perspectives is baked into the core identity of our programs.
It's critical, and we need women in these roles. Every individual brings their own perspective, and so we need to make sure the entire workforce is represented.
Because it really fosters that sort of community building you want when it comes to not just data science, but really any, I think, efforts to try and engage more girls and women.
So the fairness mission that we have is really try to enable that two people with equal talent should have an equal shot at opportunities.
I also just encourage people not to give up and keep arguing for what you believe in and what's important to you and what you think will make a difference.
WIDS is about the sense of urgency we should all feel to ensure that women earn that seat at the table based on their skills and talent across the world.
WIDS has inspired me to believe that more is always possible.
WIDS has inspired me to think big. WIDS has inspired me to learn more.
It brings together some of the leading scientists in the world.
The journey is just beginning. At WIDS, we're not just envisioning a more inclusive future in data science and AI, we're making it happen. From equipping students with critical skills to advancing career development, we're expanding access to education, mentorship, and empowering support for tangible impact. The next decade starts now, with action, with us. Join us in shaping the future. Volunteer, mentor, or donate today.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope everyone can hear me. You can type in the chat if my voice is not clear. Before I start, I would like to say thank you. Thank you so much for everyone to attend this session. I hope you guys enjoy this light conversation that we're gonna have. My name is Rawan Isbei. I'm a data scientist working currently at Halliburton. Majorly my work is about digital transformation. So I have experience in LLMs, VLMs, how to develop RAG pipelines, and how to fine-tune LLMs and vision models. We're gonna have really good discussions about LLMs. I hope you guys have ever heard about LLMs, GPT, and etc. Do you have experience, or did you ever use any LLMs model like OpenAI models, ChatGPT? So this talk is really in general. So if you never heard about LLMs or any OpenAI's models, or you have never experienced, so you will be able to understand what is LLMs, how we are using LLMs, and how we are developing LLMs model. But majorly, most of us, we have used ChatGPT at least, or any other LLMs model. We are currently surrounding with AI models and OpenAI's model. Oh, you used ChatGPT to develop codes. I feel everyone does that. But apart from coding in OpenAI, we are majorly using ChatGPT to ask about any general questions about our daily life, right? Like asking about assignments, asking about any specific date that something happened, or any specific information about specific domain, medical information, or etc. So let's start our presentation. You guys can stop me if you have any questions at any time. Just about discussions, so you can stop me anytime, like something happened or comments, voice not clear, etc. I'm gonna talk today about ChatGPT or any LLM's model. When we ask questions, sometimes we get very impressive answers about the question that we asked. But when we ask about very specific question, like about our work, our document, or our let's say our images that we have, or our data that we are working on, any internal PDFs that we are using, LLMs usually, or any LLMs model, will fail because the LLMs itself, they didn't train about for our data, our internal data. So LLMs trained in a specific data, but when we asked LLMs about very specific question about our PDFs, it's usually failed. Let's take example. If I asked ChatGPT about give me what is written in page 15, usually ChatGPT will not know what is written in page 15, right? And also it will not know what book I'm talking about, because ChatGPT didn't train for my purposes. It didn't train for my PDF or my question, right? So to make LLMs answering our questions, or to make LLMs to know more about my domain or my knowledge, we don't go directly to fine tune this LLM models, because fine tuning the LLMs model, or to build LLMs model to make LLMs understand about my data, it's majorly very expensive. It's very slow because you need to prepare your data, you need to clean your data, you need to organize your data to a certain way to make LLM understand. So we go to other way around, which is using RAGs. RAGs usually is just connections between the LLMs and my document. So let's take example. If I ask ChatGPT and I upload my PDF, and I ask ChatGPT about my PDF, like I'm asking what is the date that I have appointment in the hospital. At the same time, I'm uploading the hospital appointment. ChatGPT will answer this question very accurately because he has the data. I passed my document to ChatGPT. That's why ChatGPT is answering accurate answer. This is passing the image allow ChatGPT to see the data, to know the data, and to answer the question. So LLMs alone, or LLMs model alone, it's not very smart because it has not have the power of the data. Whenever you have data, LLMs model will perform more. So this is what I'm talking about, which is a retrieval augmented generation. When you talk about RAGs, usually you will hear about the embeddings, vector database, etc. What is the embeddings? Embedding is just numerical presentation of the text. So when I have here in the right side of the slide, roses, red, etc., computer will not understand the words itself, or not understand the sentence itself. So there is numerical presentation of those sentences and those words. This is called embedding. When I embed my text, I need to store them in database. And the LLMs, we don't have database. We call them vector database, which is just to store those numbers. It's just this is just a library to store my numerical number, which is I embed them. It works same as the database, but it's just storing the numbers. So when I asked about roses and red, etc., this word, it will store in a vector database. After embedding, just to store the data. So the RAGs, it's just ingestions. This is the work of the RAGs. We are ingesting the text, chunking them when I have very long PDF, let's say 100 pages, embed them, which is numerical representations of those texts, and then when I retrieve them, which is retrieving, meaning when user asks questions, it will retrieve the relevant information of the text. And the generation, of course, because we are using LLMs and GPT. So RAGs mainly comes into words, which is retrieval augmented generation. It retrieves the information that is stored in websites or let's say PDFs, images, and feed them to the large language model to give me the answer about my knowledge domain. How it works? We have diagram, which is user pass a query, embed them into any embedding model, store them in a vector database, and then LLM's model, it will generate the answer. This is majorly technical slide, which is summarize how RAGs works. I have document, whether it is PDFs, whether it is images, whether it is text, embed them into a vector database, and then retrieve them using LLMs. So here we know why we need RAGs, because LLMs alone or LLMs without our personal data or let's say domain data, it will not work. LLMs will give us not accurate answer. Because when we ask a question, the model relay on the data that it's trained on. It will give us maybe very random or general answers. It cannot access our data. But when we are using RAGs, the model, it will improve its answer. It will not hallucinate. It will give us more accurate answer. It will give us about what I'm asking. It's majorly used in chatbot, like ChatGPT, in any assistance OpenAI models. But when we are using also RAGs, it comes with the limitation, which is RAGs used on traditional RAGs, it's only used for text. It will, if there is an let's say image, or if there is any tables in the text, traditional RAGs or naive RAG will not understand, will not able to embed them into numbers. So the answer maybe sometimes it comes in the image, but due to the limitation of the naive RAG it will not give me the answer that it's written in specific image. Okay, how we are gonna overcome this limitation of using naive RAG? I hope you guys understand what is naive RAG. Or if you have any questions about what I discussed before. Is it clear? Okay, you still didn't understand. Nothing. Okay, I will try to explain it in a very high level way. RAGs, just imagine Nasiba, you are using ChatGPT, right? But you have document, let's say you are using Aramco data. Yes, okay, you are in Aramco, right? When you are using, let's say, a new model, right? You have, guys, your own ChatGPT, which is called the new. Did you ever, yeah, okay. Do you ever use it? But when you ask, let's say you are working in exploration department and you are asking a new, what is the sandstone in Gig well? Okay, will it answer new? Where is the sandstone in بجيجول؟ نصيبة. Okay, no, I don't think it's yes, because your data, Aramco data, it's not trained in OpenAI models. You guys have DeepSeek. DeepSeek is trained in the Chinese company, and the Chinese company does not have access to your Aramco data, right? It was not developed using Aramco data, by the way. A new model is Llama 3.1 model, which is developed by Meta, and it's just an open source model. It was not trained on any specific data, in any domain knowledge, let's say data. So when you are asking any information about Aramco data, it should be the model will not answer it because the data is private data. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. The model itself, LLMs or any models, LLMs model, they don't understand if you don't give them the data. When I'm using RAGs, I'm just uploading my document to LLM to limit LLM answer to answer from this document. I hope it's clear now. Or maybe I can give you example. If you open ChatGPT, just upload your document and then ask about the document, and you will see the answer is different from when you don't upload your document. But still, traditional RAGs is also very not let's say it's not very much useful. It's useful, but in certain scenario, like when you have all document has text, but when we have images, tables, which is usually we have in many PDFs document, it will come limitation because the embedding works. This embedding from traditional RAGs, it works only in the text, but when we are using multimodal RAGs, which is we develop RAGs that can understand not only text, it can understand tables, maps, chart, images. It's embed both the text and visual content. So the answer will be much more accurate because we are not just embedding the text, we are embedding everything that the document has. Traditional RAGs embedding only the text. So when we have information in a table, it will be sometimes missed because the table it can be embedded. So we are using with multi RAGs vision large model, which is a way to use it with the multimodal RAGs because we are embedding the images and the chart maps, handwritten notes, any tables. So we need to use vision model to make the answer more accurate from the images. Okay, vision model is understand, as I mentioned before, both images and text. How does vision model work, which is image encoder? Image encoder, which is extract the visual meaning of the embeddings. It can translate anything that the image has, whether it is map, whether it is table. Instead of the passing or embed just the text, we can embed the images. It gives us more accurate answer. So we introduced Callbally, which is Callbally usage is to retrieve any images that we have or any table. For example, if I have any specific information in this table, usually in the traditional RAG, it will not give me because it can embed the whole image. But when we are using when we are using Callbally, we can embed even the text in the image. And now with this pipeline, it will give us the answer more clear. So we are passing document in call value, whether it is PDF, images, text, each page of the document into multi-vector, which is more accurate than the 1D vector, which is we are using in the text embedding. User write a query, call Bali. It will not give us only just the answer. It will give us where is the page, where is the answer found. Of course, it will check the similarity, which is this checking similarity to give you the more accurate answer. And then it will generate you the output with the using LLM. Okay, example here, I passed my image, which has this table. Using traditional rags, didn't give me the answer because I was asking about specific information with the number. So I passed, this is my query, which is user answer. What is the information showed in the largest between the actual thickness, etc., which is information from here. Any traditional model or any traditional LLMs using RAGs, it will not give me this specific answer because it is between the text and then between the table and between the text. But with using call Bali, it gives us the accurate answer, which is 64.2. I think it's somewhere here. Somewhere here. This example of using call Bali give us the ability to understand the structure of more complex data, which is table, figures, maps, any chart, etc. Retrieve not only the answer, also to retrieve the pages of the document. Let's say if the answer in page 10, it will give you page 10, it has the answer. And then it generates the answers according to the both visually or text. So in conclusion, traditional RAGs it's very accurate, but in certain situations, which is when we have only text. But call Bali, when we have document has text, images, chart, it will give you more accurate answer, and it will overcome the text only document. If you guys have any questions about, or if you don't understand anything, you can ask question. Do you have any question? Um, I hope it was clear and it was like very light discussions. It was overview between rags, traditional rags and Coal Valley. Thank you, Nasiba. Thank you so much for attending. If you guys don't have questions, you will receive your certificate, I think, in like today or tomorrow max. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. If you don't have any questions, we can conclude the meeting then.